Good morning. Today we're out here looking for some bison, looking for some Alaskan bison. So I don't know too many people that know that, but 1920s, the U.S. government decided to bring up some Plains bison from the Montana, Wyoming area and introduce them here in Alaska. What's so cool is just east of here is Canada, and they have native woods bison. And what's been going on, at least what they're trying to prove, is that the Canadian Woods Bison and these Plains Bison that were brought up are now starting to intermingle, and they're starting to mate, and they're starting to have this kind of a hybrid bison thing going on. So today we're out here in obviously the woods. It's kind of cool. It's these big open flats with little patches of spruce and birch, and it makes these windrows. And the bison like to feed in and out of the windrows. So the goal today is to get up and find some bison. So hopefully we can get close enough to get some good footage, get some good some pictures, show you guys some woods bison, and maybe show you the difference. But yeah, let's go do it. Okay. So we're here. The woods bison are in between this open field, this windrow that we're sitting in, and the next windrow that is on the far side of this field. So we'll move up just a little bit closer and see if they're going to tolerate us. For the most part, they're pretty mild-tempered. They don't really mind too much. I've been out here a couple times before, and they've kind of just hung out for the most part. But we'll see if they're feeling it today. I can't wait to show you guys the difference between the woods bison and the plains bison. Let's see if I can get some shots. I had to take the lens hood off today because of how hard the wind's kicking. It was kind of acting like a sail. And it's really hard to get that clean video for you guys. That sail going on, so. Okay, so we've pushed up a little bit further into that windrow, and the bison are they're kind of hanging out grazing. Some of the bigger bulls are on the outskirts of the herd, and they're kind of watching me. Man, right now it's the real feel with the wind is -33. Ambient temperature was when I got out of the vehicle earlier, it was -6, and the winds are gusting 23 to 35. So it is killing me. The wind chill is no joke today, but we got some good light. It's finally starting to get to that point in Alaska where the sun's high enough in the sky that you can speed up your shutter speed a little bit and kind of close down the aperture a little bit, get some more depth of field. But we're gonna get a couple shots and then we'll move up a little bit closer. See what we can do. Man, it is so cold. It's like, you pick the camera up and you put it over your, you lift the viewfinder up to your face, gets the hands above the heart, holding this cold metal, and it's game over. A couple of ravens flying in right now. Couple shots or two. It's kind of cool. Something a little different. But sit here for a couple more minutes and then we'll move up again. I know, I feel like I show you guys poop in every single episode, but I'll give you an idea what the bison scat looks like. There's just beaten paths all the way through this field in every direction. Just bison hair just everywhere. It's incredible. Absolutely love watching them. Gotta be careful though. They're not like muskox. Muskox, if they feel threatened, they'll form a line like a phalanx, and they won't budge. Their defensive measure is to line up in a big wall of defense against you and predators. Bison are not like that. Bison will come and whoop that butt. So you got to read them, watch the body language, make sure you're not getting in between the calf and the heifer, and that the bull is aware that you're not trying to take his ladies. But speaking kind of loud right now, same concept with the moose. I want them to know that I'm not a threat. But it is so cold. These gloves are so nice because they have wool on the backside, and it allows you to put it against your face. Blow into it and warm it up a little bit. But grab a few more shots and continue just to work this windrow and get a little bit closer. So we're at the end of the windrow. Kind of see the open field behind us. Right now the bison are off in this direction, general direction, kind of grazing. No change in how they're set up right now with the bulls on the outskirts, the heifers, and then the cows kind of on the inside. Trying to keep a good distance from them. Definitely don't want to piss off a full-grown woods bison. Shoot, at least I don't. We'll get a couple pictures and some video here for you guys, just so you can see it and see what happens. Right now is the best time of year, in my opinion, because they put their head down and they get it all covered in snow, and then they lift it up. And with that really dark contrast between the white snow on their face and then the dark natural fur they have, I love it. I love it. So, where we are right now is private land. And it's kind of a pro tip I wanted to share with you guys is, I don't know how it is where you guys are, but in Alaska at least, most of it is BLM land, state-owned land, where you find most of the wildlife. But occasionally you'll get you'll get a lead on some animals that are on some private land. And most of these ranchers and farmers and landowners absolutely love the wildlife that's on their land, you know. They take pride in it. So a pro tip is, if you can, reach out to them. How I met this landowner was a cold call. It was you show up, you talk to him, you introduce yourself, you tell him what you're about, you tell him what you're looking to do, and 9 times out of 10, I can guarantee you the landowner is going to grant you permission onto his land. Just so any landowner who puts that much pride in their land and enjoys it as much as most landowners do, want to share that. You know what I mean? As long as they're comfortable with you being on there, they want to share the land they have, in the sense of people who want to just enjoy it. So I've reached out to this oh my goodness, such a nice man, and he opened up his land to me, and he allows me to come out here, and when the bison move through, he allows me to come out and take some pictures. Well, of course, what I always do is I take my favorite one and I get it printed real big, and I bring it to him, you know, as a thank you for allowing me to be onto his land. But just keep that in mind, you know, just because it's private land. Now, I'm never going to tell you guys to go onto private land without permission, of course. That's just a recipe for disaster. But if you can go talk to him, if you can find out where he lives, get his number, get his email. Sometimes they have, you know, the no trespassing or with a number. Anyways, it doesn't always work out. But in the event that it does, I highly recommend you go onto some of that private land because it's unmolested. You don't have a lot of hunters, a lot of photographers, a lot of people snow machining, or ATVing, or just beating up the land, and it really allows you to get some pretty cool shots, or see some things that you normally wouldn't see. Hang on, sorry. Anyways, that's just a little pro tip. Just because it's private land doesn't mean that there's absolutely no way for you to get access to it. But they're kind of relaxed a little bit right now. And I'm gonna push across this field and try to get them where the direct sunlight is in their face. Right now they're kind of backlit. Let's head over there. Alright, so right now we're kind of just walking in the footsteps of the bison. Now these bison, they just kind of move through these trees. They live amongst these trees, and they move out into those fields to feed. So right now we're just on the far side of the windrow, and then they're in the field right on the other side of these trees. So we're gonna come around, see if we can take some other pictures of them, get some video for you guys. And then, like I said, hopefully there's a plains bison and a wood bison that I can delineate between the two, get some shots, and then show you guys what I'm talking about, just because of how cool it is. But yeah, let's move on out here. All right, so we're out on the far side of the windrow, overlooking the field. The bison right now are back in there. So I'm gonna set up right in here and see if we can get some shots. I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to stand out here though. It is stupid cold. And it's not even the ambient temperature as much as it is just this crazy real feel with this wind. The wind chill is just unreal. But let's grab a couple more and then get on out of here. Alright guys, so sorry, I had to get out of there. I was getting way too cold, way too fast. The wind really started picking up and I didn't have time to film anything, or I grabbed a few more shots of the bison and I hightailed it out of there. So I stopped here on the way home next to the pipeline to discuss the difference between the woods and the plains bison I wanted to show you guys. So right now I'm going to throw up a picture of both. I'm going to throw up the woods bison, and then I'm going to throw up the plains bison. And the biggest distinguishing factor is the size. So the woods bison are substantially larger than the plains bison. Just overall. Another way I tell them apart, at least at a distance, is by what kind of hair they grow. So plains bison have that really bushy, afro-looking hair, really curly. You can you see it in the picture I have up right now. And then the woods bison, they have more flowy hair. They have more hair around their hooves. They have more hair on their front legs, and also the color. So the woods bison is really dark. They almost look black from the face back, whereas the plains bison sometimes they are black, but they kind of fade to a lighter gray or a lighter brown, as you can see in this picture right here. So like I said, I just wanted to break those two down and show you that we have both of them up here. Some of them are from Canada, the woods bison, and then the plains bison that we brought up from down south in the lower 48. So it's just kind of cool to see these two subspecies interact. And like I said, there's theories that they're interbreeding. I don't know, but it was an awesome day overall to get out there, see both of the bison, both subspecies of the bison, and get some really cool pictures of them. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I had a blast. Hopefully we come out when it's not so cold next time. We can spend a little bit more time, but I had to tap out. It was bad. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Cheers.